Oh, Broncos Country! Here we are. It's the week. It's finally here. We waited all off season for it. And here we are. It's the 2024 regular season kickoff week. And this is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network and on the Mile High Roundtable. Let's just go ahead and let's get to it right now, y'all. Oh, man, I'm giving myself a headache. Let's go.
Smooth, the pins to chew, breaking down plays about to debut. Never pride in every view, nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of my heart in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
What is up, Broncos Country, and how are you, Orange and Blue crew? It's here. The 2024 NFL regular season kickoff week is here, baby.
Hey, Johnny. Johnny,
What?
see if you can fix your audio. You sound a little muffled.
I sound muffled.
Just a little bit, not much. But yeah, it's football, baby. It's football. Do we have our franchise quarterback? Does Sean Payton truly have his fingerprints on this team? Is the 53-man roster the absolutely best 53-man roster to win? Who are we looking forward to? What do we expect this week? Johnny, come on in. Let's hear you.
I mean, how does it sound better? Does it sound better?
Much better.
Okay, well, I took off the little thing that's supposed to keep spit from getting in your microphone. Oops. Keep spit from getting in your microphone. I guess I'm just going to have to spit all over my microphone tonight.
That thing, you
know. This fucking microphone.
So Johnny, how's the lag? There's no lag. There's no
lag. Listen. To all of you in the Orange and Blue crew, Isaiah and I sat down. We brainstormed. We spitballed, trying to figure out his internet issues that have plagued him for year after year after year. And finally, we came to the conclusion after he spent a ton of money to get fiber internet, and that didn't work.
No, actually, not really. I actually saved money, so I switched from Xfinity to it's not an ad.
Oh wait! You saved money by switching to Geico?
Xfinity to AT&T fiber. Actually, I spent like $100 a month for the Wi-Fi I had. I switched to AT&T fiber, so I've been a customer with them for years. So I saved like $30 on it. But that still hadn't worked. So one day, when I did the Fresh Squeeze episode solo, I did it with my iPad. And Johnny and I were talking, and we decided, I was like, you know what? I said, Johnny, I think it might be my laptop. I think it might be my processor. I was like, let me try it on my iPad. Let's see if there's any problems. Did the Fresh Squeeze podcast, no problems. So Johnny and I discussed. We were like, yeah, it's definitely the laptop. So went to Walmart and got me a new desktop because I wanted to get a desktop and get ready to get back in school. But here's the desktop. It seems to be processing. The Wi-Fi seems to be working. So far, so good. Always, we're starting season 4 of the Orange and Blue Network off right, and I love it.
That's how we do. That's how it's good to see you. First of all, welcome everyone in the Orange and Blue crew and Broncos Country to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network and on the Mile High Roundtable. Guys, thank you for joining us. Please, if you haven't already, there you go. I'm already spitting on my microphone. It's like it knows. But please, if you have not already, please jump on over to our social medias. Like, subscribe, share, follow on YouTube, on X, on Facebook. Find us on every single audio platform that you like to listen to podcasts on. Check us out there, but then also jump on over and give us a like, subscribe, share, and comment on the MHRT network, on YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitch. Hell, we're even on Instagram. Just do it, guys. We could use the help, and we love you. All right? We really appreciate you. That being said, Isaiah, we got to give a little love to the sponsor of today's show, and that would be Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. You will find the link in the bio below. Dubby is absolutely amazing stuff, you guys. I'm telling you, jump on over there to dubby.gg. Give it a try, man. There is no downside to this, okay? Dubby is absolutely delicious stuff. Comes in a multitude of flavors. I mean, look at all those flavors, and that's not even all they've got. But on top of it all, there's no sugar. So you don't get the crash. You don't get the jitters. None of that comes with it. It's nothing but amino acids and B vitamins with nootropics that help keep you sharp throughout your day. And then in addition, there's no, as I already stated, there's no sugar, but there's no calories either. There's no maltodextrin, there's no fillers, and there's no artificial colors. It is as natural as it comes, and it will give you the kick you need to get through your day in a delicious way. I'm telling you guys, jump on over, dubby.gg, and while you're there, get yourself the dub by punching in code NRWOB10. That's NRWOB10 at the checkout. That gets you 10% off your order. So teach me how to dubby. All right, now, thank you for that.
Wonderful. I love it. Beautiful, Johnny. Beautiful. Great.
Oh, thank you. I try to do beautifully at all things that I do in this life. Yes. I fail most of the time, but we've already got some of our good friends in the house. D-Rock popping in saying, let's bow. Bronco Rob coming in hard with a let's fucking go. I love it. Shy Vargas. Shy has been absolutely awesome. Tuned into the show for the first time, only a few episodes back, probably like 4 or 5 episodes back, but Shy has been absolutely on top of it ever since they came to the Orange and Blue crew. So we thank you, Shy, for coming back. Shy says, let Bo cook. Rob says, no, we just got to get you hardwired, bro. And Mundungus popping in saying, holy shit, Isaiah.
With the new desktop in the flesh. Love it. Salute to Shy. And Shy's let Bo cook. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about today, Johnny, is the game plan. How are we going to go up against Seattle? Is it going to be Bo cooking? I know Sean doesn't want to do it.
I'm already on top of this with a wardrobe decision, brother. I'm already on top of this with my wardrobe choice tonight. Are you ready for this? All right. As always, big shout out to our friend Mario. I'm rocking his Run the Damn Ball hat. Okay. This is how we beat Seattle. At least it's the beginning. Okay. It's very simple. All right, Seattle could be a dark horse. They could be scary. I mean, Mike McDonald coming over there, he's a defensive-minded head coach. And we don't know what to expect. Obviously, we have film of his previous stops that we can reference. But there's not a lot that we're going to know about exactly, how they're going to be calling their defense right now as it stands, because it's new, right? So, that could be a little bit worrisome, but offensively, for us to really get going, to eat up their defense, or to set up anything offensively for Bo to cook, for Bo's debut. It's Bo's NFL debut, baby. Oh, I love it. We need to establish a strong ground game, which should be something we can do with the 4 backs that we're carrying on this team right now. When you consider that Seattle had one of the worst run defenses in the NFL last season. What say you, Isaiah?
No, yeah, I definitely agree. And, Seattle, just like we did, bolstered up their defensive line in the offseason. They got Leonard Williams midseason last year. Then they drafted, I believe their first round pick is Byron Murphy, I believe his name is. So they went and tried to bolster up their. They tried to bolster up their defensive line a little bit. But I definitely agree. Run the ball. The offensive line needs confidence. The center needs confidence. Luke Wattenberg needs confidence coming in playing with these vets who got all 1 year under their belt together as a unit. So there's high expectations for him. I think going in there running the ball will get them confidence. I think it's crucial. It's crucial for them to be able to have the running back get 2 yards before contact. That's how explosive the offensive line needs to be. Set the tone early, and I believe that Streets telling them that. I think Sean Payton knows that. I think they know that as well. And there's something that I've recognized and I've thought about a lot lately. And I wanted your opinion on this, Johnny. Was Sean Payton's, I wouldn't say obsession or infatuation, but his admiration for Mike McGlinchey. He brought him over from San Francisco. There's mixed reviews from San Francisco 49ers fans. If you watch him play with the Broncos, you see the same thing. But, they paid him as one of the top right tackles. They made him a captain his first year. So my thought process is what is it with him? Is it just because he came from a winning organization and he knows he has to set the tone early, and what it takes to do that? Is that why he made him a captain? Or what's the case with that? Because I think if he's a captain again this year, which I think he will be, but when you're thinking about setting the tone early in the run game, it starts with those guys up front, and they might be looking to their captain of the room. And you and I talked about it during training camp. I believe Michael McGlinchey was either during training camp or a preseason game. He was tearing into Lucas Kroll for missing a block.
Oh yeah,
tearing into him.
We talked about it, and you saw him do it on the sidelines. Lucas Kroll blew an absolutely essential block, and McGlinchey was like, not on my line, not today, not ever. He was he's over there in his face, and I liked that. That's how it needs to be. And look, the thing is, at the end of the day, they're still teammates. They're going to get along later. But that is a leader. Because, for crying out loud, Isaiah, we were both Army, all right? And you and I both know. We had NCOs. We had NCOs that were friends of ours.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
I just talked to Alexander today.
Oh, no kidding. Well, I'll have to hit him up.
He finally graduated Ranger School. He just got his task.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. I need to give him some love. But finally, right? Finally, it only took him, 9 years. But anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I never will. But
no, I didn't either. My highest achievement was air assault school, and that's fine with me. But the point I'm making though is that, seeing him lay into him like that, at the end of the day, they're still teammates. And while he might lay into him right now, and Lucas Kroll could have walked away with his tail between his legs, kind of been pissed off, whatever. At the end of the day, he's going to respect him for that, and he's going to fix what needs fixing. And then they're going to walk off arm in arm, buddy. But again, going back to my initial point, and Mundungus disagreed with me. He said, "Screw that. We have Bo. Throw that sumbitch." No. And while I agree with you, establishing a strong run game at the beginning is going to set up a great passing game. It's Bo's first game, real football, real NFL football against veterans, against starting players for an entire game. Let's not just get him out there and break his confidence by just having him sling the rock the whole time. Because, there's probably going to be some misses. And, let's establish the ground game. Let's get it strong. That will open up a lot of possibilities in the passing game, especially in the play action. And of course, like I said, the Seattle Seahawks this last year had the worst run defense, or not the worst, but one of the worst run defenses in the NFL, and they didn't do that much. Not much to really fix that this offseason, except for the fact they now have, Byron Murphy, okay, who's a rookie, and a defensive-minded head coach. So, that being said, we want to chew them up.
They did lose their number one edge rusher.
That's right. Yes, they did. I completely spaced that. They did. So the point is, like, let's establish a strong ground game that will open up the air game, and then we'll be able to just eat away at, like we said about Bo earlier on the, over the last few weeks on the show. Then we can let that surgeon dissect them.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Is I think establishing that physicality, that Sean Payton has been talking about. Especially, I always go back to it is, wind sprints after every single practice, every single one. I don't know who else is doing that in the NFL, but getting that conditioning, that late game conditioning, in addition to that physicality, that conditioning is also what helps you not only in the late game situations late in the season, but it also helps you start off fast. Excuse me. And I think that's what they're looking to come out here and do.
Well,
is definitely
and doing that, and the thing is remembering. One thing to remember too is when they're doing that conditioning, they're doing that at altitude. Unlike these other teams. Those other teams could be doing wind sprints all day. Our boys are doing wind sprints a mile high. All right.
So they have the advantage everywhere they go.
Yeah. So when we're dropping down to, say, I don't know, sea level Seattle on the coast. Yeah, buddy, we're going a mile down with a lot more oxygen and our conditioning is going to be a lot stronger. So
that's a fantastic point. That's a fantastic point. And that goes back into what Sean Payton says is tempo and timing, getting out of the huddle quickly. So I mean, if you're going down the field and they're gassed and you're not, because you've been doing wind sprints at mile high, and you're in better than football shape, that's exactly what it's going to look like. So I wouldn't be surprised to start, if I'll never forget this one statistic. I think it was the 2 years the Broncos won the Super Bowl, 97, 98. And they went, I believe the record was 27-0 at home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because they were so conditioned to the altitude, nobody else could handle it. And they also ran a lot of no huddle. And so I'm thinking, I wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing with the Broncos. That, hey, we're a little bit more conditioned. I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Payton just doing a complete no huddle drive just to get them gassed, and then you come back in the next drive and just start running the ball again. Because Sean Payton likes to play those mental games with teams.
Absolutely. And and we see that same kind of conditioning come into play with all kinds of Colorado sports. I mean, look at the Denver Nuggets, man. I mean, think about the difference between football and basketball. At least in football, you get 20, 30 seconds of rest between plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basketball, it's not like that. It's nonstop back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you're off the court. And you'll see that. You'll see that with the Nuggets versus the Lakers as a great example, where their starters can't stay on the court as long as the Nuggets starters can. So, I mean, that kind of conditioning comes into play a big, and vice versa. You see the Nuggets go on the road to Los Angeles. The Nuggets starters are still on the floor longer because their conditioning is stronger from the altitude. It changes.
That helps our defense too. That helps our defense too. That defense that they say that's young, that flies around, high energy. That energy can last a lot longer when you're going, like you said, places like Seattle. And the big thing there is, hey, converting on third downs and mitigating that crowd noise. If you can replicate in the preseason where you're getting 2nd and 4s, 2nd and 5s, because you're getting 4 or 5 yards on first down, then you can get the crowd out of that. That's when that Bo Nix opens up. That's when that playbook starts to open up.
And speaking of crowd noise, they were pumping crowd noise into the practices this week, getting ready to go to Seattle, because the 12th, we all know the 12th man is real up in Seattle. So you got that crowd to contend with up there, is loud. So Sean Payton had crowd noise pumped into practice at every practice. I think the last 2 weeks, actually, just getting them ready for that kind of onslaught. And obviously, you can replicate it with sound all you want. At the end of the day, there's a big difference between the people actually in the stands screaming and putting a couple of speakers on the sideline blasting the sounds of a screaming crowd. But in the end, that kind, again, it's conditioning. It will help you to learn to tune it out a bit. So I'm excited to see it. I think the only other, the only other big thing that makes me a little nervous going into this game is Brandon Jones, because one thing that we can say for sure is that Geno Smith, he can extend plays both on his feet and in the air. And right now, the replacement we brought in for our Pro Bowl safety has barely practiced since OTAs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little nervous about it. And I don't think that I'm alone.
No, I'm right there with you. Big question mark. The good thing is that his backup, Devon Key, has played a lot of snaps this offseason. Built some good chemistry and camaraderie with the first team.
Yes, he has.
So, if there's a setback this week, it's not someone new.
Okay.
So that's good. Big question mark on Riley Moss too. I've heard some really good things about him, but
I was about to throw out my own little hot take for predicting this, or talking about this game. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out.
Hold on. Thanks, you did it before I did.
I did. Riley Moss records his first official NFL interception and the team's first interception of the year in this game.
From Riley Moss, the first. The first of all firsts.
All firsts. From the great White Hope.
Broncos defense sharing.
Yeah. It happens. All right. I think it's obviously one that what?
Now I was gonna say yes, I think he gets his interception this game. I don't know if I was gonna say the first, but you know what? I can see why you'd say that. I can agree with you.
Listen, the kid's hungry. He's really hungry. He got cheated out of his first season. And I think and he went and earned, in my opinion, cornerback 2 opposite Pat Surtain. We know that veteran quarterbacks like Geno Smith are smart enough to avoid throwing to PS2's side of the field.
Is this his second year or his third year?
This is technically his second year.
You said technically?
Second. Well, I mean, it's his second year in the NFL. Yeah, it's okay, you could almost look at it like you could almost look at it like a rookie season because he was, he didn't play a single snap of regular season football for the Broncos last season at all.
I think he did play regular season snap this year toward the end.
I know he did. I know he did preseason. He might have played one game, but he definitely didn't record an interception. But he's hungry. That's all I'm saying. He's hungry. That ball, if that ball's flying, it's going to likely be to his side of the field, and I think he's going to get it.
You know what? And that's why, and you know what? That's why I said I can kind of see it, because they're not going to test PS2. Jaquan McMillan's in the slot.
Not if they're smart.
He's either coming like a fireball or he's locked up on man coverage. And I think they're going to want to test Riley Moss. And I can see him getting a couple pass breakups. I can see him having a really good game. And I agree with you. He needs to have a really good game. For the fans, he needs to, take that anxiety that we have and completely quell it. And, not only will that do things for the defense,
turn into focus.
Yes, the team's confidence too. Hey, this other side's cool. We're cool. So now we have, hopefully we'll have 2 George Payton cornerback hits, 1 third round, 1 first round. Pat Surtain and Riley Moss both locked up right there. PJ Locke is looking like a really good strong safety. Jaquan McMillan looks like one of the best nickels in the NFL. So he can definitely answer some questions this game. And I'm really, really hoping he comes in and answers some questions.
Hey, we're going to see it.
He's picked on a couple. But if he's picked on, it's okay. The question is, does he adjust? That's the question. Does he grow and progress from that? Because if he just gets picked on the whole game.
Well, and that's the one thing that Damari Mathis really struggled with was adjusting. He got picked on a lot, but he couldn't adjust for it. I'm really hoping. D-Rock agrees. Must watch out the first game. Riley Moss. I love it. The Great White Hope, as we've been calling him here. Let's see. How are we at inside linebacker covering on defense? That's still yet to be seen. Some. I mean, we know we have Alex Singleton, and it'll likely be Cody Barton.
Let me say this. Cody Barton is probably our best One of our
I was
best.
going to say he's better at coverage.
Cody Barton's decent. Cody Barton's decent at pass coverage. Alex Singleton has gotten a lot better. So I think we're going to be doing a lot better this year, a lot better. And I think what I'm going to do is what I wanted to do, Johnny, was based on how this stream went today. I was going to do a couple orange and blue blitzes. So I want to do Cody Barton.
Hell yeah, dude!
So we can see what we're going into in there, and I want to do one on the Baltimore Ravens defense, so we can get a look at Mike McDonald and what Bo Nix is going to be looking at. So guys, definitely make sure you hit that notification bell because we're definitely going to have some film breakdowns of Cody Barton and the defense we're coming up against.
It has been said again. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, like this video. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, X, and the audio and every audio platform where you like to listen to your podcasts. And then, of course, again, do the same over on MHRT Network, YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram. We're on all of them, so come check it out. So I guess, real quick, I would love to do a quick segment that I haven't gotten to do with you yet. And then we're going to predict. We've talked about this game. Then we're going to do our prediction of the season. We haven't done it yet this year. It's time. It's the week of our first game. It's time to predict. So what we're going to do first, we're going to talk a little bit of incomplete sentences. This segment is called The Phrase is Incomplete. What we do, we're each going to present each other with a couple of phrases, sentences, whatever you want to call them, but we're going to leave them. We're going to leave a blank in there that the other guy has to answer. It's that simple. So I'm going to tool my first one to this game specifically. Bo Nix throws blank touchdowns in his regular season Broncos debut. Complete the incomplete phrase, Isaiah.
Yellow.
You Mad Lib son of a bitch.
I'm going to have to see my initial answer agreed with Mundungus, but that's so typical. I'm going to have to, you know what? I'm going to have to say 2.
Okay.
I'm going to say 2.
All right.
Bo Nix has 2 touchdowns in his opener. The reason being is because I want to say 2 rushing touchdowns the other way.
Fair enough. All right. I'm going to complete my own phrase real quick. And Mundungus and D-Rock both took mine. I say also, Bo Nix throws 3 touchdowns in his regular season debut. I think this kid's going to come out of nowhere, light this field on fire, because he is. Listen, you watch him. He's cerebral, Isaiah. We haven't been able to say those words since Peyton Manning, but you can already see how he reads that field. He's hungry, he's smart, and I'm calling it 3 touchdown passes and maybe 2 rushing touchdowns.
So you're saying we put up 35 points?
Yeah, I do.
Remember what you're saying, unless you decide to change it on the game day show. Remember, your score has to be at 35 points minimum.
Got it. Done. Done.
Okay. I see D-Rock wants to jump ahead. He's like that one kid that wants to answer the question before everybody else can. Bo Nix throws blank passing yards in his opening game. Jonathan.
Ooh.
Johnny.
My name is not. Yeah, thank you. That's better. This is a good one. I like this. He throws blank.
Real quick on the last incomplete I said 4 touchdowns, no picks. Now, I originally was going to go with 4. And I was like, there's no way Bo Nix goes out there and has 4 touchdowns. It's opening game.
Now remember what you say, because if he does it on game day, I'm calling you out.
I love it. Hey, call me out on that one. But I was like, Sean Payton wants to run the ball, so let me say 2. But chat's blowing up because Dave Glassman comes in and says 5 touchdowns. He says 5 touchdowns.
Yes.
But go ahead. How many passing yards?
How many passing yards? Okay, well, we've already got some interesting numbers.
Nope, don't click the numbers. You answer, Johnny.
I'm not. I'm seeing the interesting numbers in the chat. I'm gonna go a little bit in between what I've seen so far. I'm gonna say 280. 280 passing yards. 280. I think he throws for 280 passing yards in his regular season debut.
Dave Full Glassman says 220. I think he's more in the line of, and you know what? Here's the crazy part. He's going in the line of Russell Wilson, because when I think of Sean Payton's offense now, it's because the first time I've actually paid attention to it was with Russell Wilson as quarterback. But Russell Wilson was very limited in Sean Payton's offense. Yep. So the floor of Sean Payton's offense is 220, and the ceiling is Drew Brees numbers. That's the crazy part. So Bo Nix can be anywhere between Russell Wilson numbers, which is still efficient, 220 to 380, 385. So it's blowing up. So D-Rock says 320 plus passing yards. I can definitely see that. Mundunga says 335. Shai says I see 400 passing yards. Became correct. 400 passing yards. D-Rock says 268 passing yards minimum.
Yep.
So if I'm gonna have to guess, man, I said 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, 28 points. I'm gonna say we move the ball down the field. I'm gonna go 336.
Wow. All right, 336. That's a very specific number. I'm like 280. Yeah. You're like 6. 336. Yeah. 336 and 3/4, son. Yeah, bitches. No, I love it. I want to bring this up because I didn't pull it up a few minutes ago, but it did make me laugh because you brought up Russ. Mundunga says these last 2 years with Russ was like Isaiah at QB. Set, hut, I can't fucking see.
That's basically what it was. And that's, you know what, that's why I think.
In as well. Don popped in as well. A 6'10" Mexican said, Johnny and Isaiah, are you ready for some football? I love it.
Here's the thing. I think Bo Nix is gonna have more yards than Russell Wilson. And he's gonna be up there. He could be up there around 300 every game because he can throw over the middle of the field. And he goes through his reads. You can see in preseason when you throw over the middle of the field, that's a completely different offense than throwing to the boundary.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
That's completely different. That's so many more yards. So
the yards after catch on over the field is exponential to that the ones on the sideline. It opens the field up more for you.
It brings the safeties inside. It brings the safeties inside the seams, which opens up the boundaries.
Yep.
And so when you open up, when you only throw to the boundaries, you're completely moving the majority percentage of the field, the middle third.
Yeah.
And when you can throw to the middle, you have to play different. And then you have to add a run game to that. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be beautiful.
Oh, and Shai over here is throwing in there to what Mundunga said. Bo Nix is taller than Russell Wilson. Yeah, by like 4 inches.
Yeah, he's like 6'2". He's like 6'2".
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. Really excited to see a taller quarterback. I had a lot of faith in Russ, even despite his what's the word I'm looking for? Vertical his vertical disability. Yeah, vertical challenge. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Hey Johnny, I got one more incomplete. Hey Johnny, I got one more incomplete just for the chat. Just for the chat. You and I won't be a part of it, but just for the chat. All right, guys.
What?
Here's the incomplete sentence. Bo Nix will have blank rushing yards in his opener. So I'll let the chat handle that one. You guys handle how many rushing yards will Bo Nix have in the opener.
What are we gonna give them? Like 20 seconds to drop their thing there?
Do we still have the timer?
No, we don't. But I can read some comments while we wait for some people to drop that in there. Come on, guys. How many rushing yards from Bo Nix in this game? Go. Let me see. I saw a few others here. I'm gonna bring up this one real quick while we're waiting on that. It's one that D-Rock popped in here earlier. Damn it, I lost it. Here we go. I'm not trying to be a negative Nigel, but what's the over-under on Dulcich games played this season? Ooh, you know what? That might end up being an incomplete in and of its own. But
Yeah, that really is. Yeah, that really is.
But I don't know what the actual over/under on it is. But I am honestly not comfortable even making a prediction because I don't want to jinx anything.
I don't want to say a word.
You know. So I guess we'll see, buddy. In the immortal words of Steve Atwater, we'll see. But all right, let's pop down here. We've only got 2 so far on to complete the incomplete phrase. Mundungus says Bo Nix rushes for 30.
30.
Shy being insanely optimistic and multiplying Mundungus's prediction by 10 with 300 rushing yards.
Either Shy, he's being facetious, or I think I think he meant for the season.
Yeah, I mean that'd be fine. I'd be fine with that. But or it could have been a typo. It could have been a typo. Let's see. MHRT Network popping in on Twitch. Cody, your bro ready to draft. I don't think you're on the right show. Whomever's talking to us, Orange and Blue Network, we already had our draft. But that's okay.
Ooh, speaking of draft, Johnny, oh my gosh, I cooked with my fantasy draft. Thanks for reminding me.
No.
I cooked this shit.
Oh, okay. By the way, guys, this is going to be kind of a longer episode a little bit than normal because we are going to do our 17 game prediction. And then of course
over 30 minutes. We should definitely get
Yeah, we are. Yeah. But you know, I cooked on my draft as well, buddy. I'm really excited about it. I really hope it ends up well for me. I really want that free T-shirt from our store, from our the Nothing Rhymes store. So I'm ready for it, bro.
Why don't you do a
Yeah, Mundungus says he's pretty sure that comment was meant for sports nonsense. Not for us.
We'll do a fresh squeeze fantasy. I'll keep them updated on my fantasy. And then you can hop on and do your fresh squeeze fantasy and give an update with the
we'll
network.
See. Maybe I might just keep my fantasy. Isaiah, I might just be a gentleman and keep my fantasies to myself. Thank you.
Ooh,
but
yeah, gentleman never kisses and tells.
Yeah, girl. You know it. Anyway, you want to pose an interesting question posed to me by my son earlier. This is not Broncos related, but my son, Isaiah's godson, posed this question to me earlier today, and I had no idea how to answer it because it's a complete hypothetical. But I want to see what you, Isaiah, and what everybody in the comment stream says in answer to this question. Are you ready for this?
Send it.
Now, we all, dogs, we can all agree that dogs can swim just based on instinct, right? You throw them in the water, they automatically start paddling and they swim. It's kind of their thing. If a human who cannot swim gets bitten by a werewolf, can they suddenly instinctually swim?
Jackson asked you that question.
Come on, what are you walking away for? That's an excellent question. It's a good one. Oh, well, help me out in the chat, guys. Isaiah decided that, he couldn't be cool and help answer his godson's question. But I like that, Mundungus. In werewolf form, they can. So the instinct only comes out when they are in their lycanthrope form. Got it.
Now, if they're thrown in water, will it activate their werewolf form? It's survival instinct.
No, everybody knows that only happens at the full moon. But
no, that's not true. Not in Twilight.
Dude, we're not talking Twilight, dude.
Hey, you cannot make definitive statements.
No, Twilight is so outside of all other vampire and werewolf lore ever. It's not even. But
what if you're bitten by a Twilight werewolf?
We're not talking about Twilight werewolves. because Twilight werewolves don't exist.
Which werewolves we were talking about. You can't just make up rules as you go. This is unjust.
Dungus says, unless their form is like Harry Potter werewolves, because they look doofy as shit. You know what? I'm gonna throw this in there just because it's you, buddy. Nip it, Mundungus.
Yep.
Straight out of Harry Potter, right there. All right. Hang on. Wait a minute. Dave Glassman says, I'm out on the MHRT reunion. If that's what you want, so be it. Good luck. Not sure what the problem is there with what's going on with Dave there. Dave is you've been a loyal friend of the show for a long time. I'm not sure my werewolves don't wear glitter. I'm gonna message you soon, Dave. I just want to talk to you. Just want to figure out what's going on there.
Didn't have glitter. See, now
Isaiah, come on. All right, we're moving on. You know,
this is absurd. This is absurd.
Anyway, I am gonna we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on. We'll move on now. Thank you all for indulging that fun kind of beginning of fall spooky season question for my oldest. I find it funny. All right. Let me see here. All right. So we're gonna get ready to go. Let's do our regular season prediction show. We got maybe we might run a little bit over, but that's okay. But we'll try to keep it as close to the hour mark as we can. Let's get ready to go, Isaiah. So obviously we've already talked about it. Week 1 on the road in hostile territory against a team that this team has insane amounts of history with.
I hate the Seahawks so much. Oh my gosh, I hate the Seahawks. I cannot stand the Seahawks. But I'm gonna go first, Johnny.
Win or loss?
I'm gonna go first. I cannot see Sean Payton coming in this new era, underdogs coming in losing the opener. That's just not Sean Payton's style. He wants to start off fast. He's gonna guarantee it. I'm gonna have to say a Seahawks Broncos W. No, actually, I'm sorry. A Seahawk L. That's right, Johnny. Is that right?
The way I designed them was just to be like we win against the Seahawks or we lose against the Seahawks. So there you go.
Okay,
that's what I go with.
We win against the Seahawks. I can't see us going there and losing. Sean Payton's an underdog. He's got a chip on his shoulder. This team is just full of chips on their shoulders. So I think we go there and get the win.
Okay, real quick, Rich pops in. Our good friend Rich. He says, "I will fly down to stop, Mr. Henderson. Stop smoking. I will fly down to Tennessee and make you." Well, Rich, if that's what it takes to get your ass out of Canada and down here to finally meet up with everybody, Isaiah, puff like a chimney. Go.
Once you come, you'll never go back.
That's right. All right. D-Rock says 17-27 Denver. You say it's a win. I do too. You can call it predictable, whatever you want, but I also say Broncos for the win over Seattle on this one. I think this team is just too hungry. I think they're young, and as Jay has put it, we missed Jay tonight. Everybody thoughts and good vibes and prayers for Jay. He's running a high fever and not feeling well, so I told him to grab a hot water bottle and make himself some milk toast in bed and just rest. But but yeah, as he has said, this team is too young to not know that they're not supposed to be this good, or that they're not supposed to be good. They're going to go out there and they're going to try a bunch of stuff that they probably shouldn't, but I think that they're talented enough, they're going to pull it off. So I just think that I think this team is young, it's hungry. They know what they want. The veterans that are still on this team, they're sick of the talk by the national media and everything, just downplaying them. They're sick of it. They want it to end. We want it to end. It's going to end. We both agree. Broncos win over Seattle in game 1.
Agreed.
And Isaiah is keeping track of our final
Thanks for
prediction.
reminding me because I had forgotten. But it's in front of me. All right. So
yes.
We are 1-0. Let's see. Call this the win column, the loss column. All right, there we go. All right. Moving on. Week 2, Pittsburgh. Week 2, Pittsburgh coming to Denver. The first home game against the former quarterback Russell Wilson and that pretty stout Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Johnny.
Okay. This is easy. Hang on. Oh, okay. D-Rock throwing up some love to Jay in the comments saying, Weaver, thoughts and prayers. We appreciate that. Let me see. Dave's back, but now he's in on the Orange and Blue channel. So maybe he just wasn't feeling the MHRT channel. I don't know, but it's good. I'm glad you're back, Dave. So against Pittsburgh, Russell Wilson will be the starter. I'm sorry, Justin Fields. The reclamation project that is Justin Fields is a joke. The dude is as good as he's ever going to be.
You know what, Rich? I can't take any more of these reunion losses. Russell Wilson was supposed to beat Seattle, and that was just embarrassing. Russell Wilson, when he came to Denver, was supposed to be great. That first week with Nathaniel Hackett, that was just embarrassing. Christmas Eve game, that was embarrassing. Nathaniel Hackett gets fired. Russell Wilson reunites with Seattle, loses, embarrassing. Later on, gets benched in the season. That's embarrassing. I'm just tired of being embarrassed. I'm tired of being embarrassed. These big games that are supposed to be, we're supposed to. Please do not let us lose to Russell Wilson and Steelers. I love you, Russell Wilson. You were the quarterback when we broke the record against the Chiefs. When we finally, so always respect, but please don't let us lose to Pittsburgh because I don't even know how to respond.
Isaiah, Sean Payton won't let us lose against Pittsburgh that way. So I say win against Pittsburgh. Absolute dub against Pittsburgh is what I say. I don't know what you say. I think it'll be close. I think Pittsburgh has lost a lot in this offseason. A lot. And I don't think that they're going to be as good as a lot of people think they're going to be, but I also know that Mike Tomlin is a genius.
Hall of Fame coach.
Absolutely. And that dude, he won't go down without a fight, but so is our coach. It's going to be a slobber knocker.
24-17 Denver. So we got it. So far we're.
That's fine. Y'all go ahead and do your score predictions if you so choose. I'm out on that right now. It's too early. But anyway.
Rich says Anthony Means moved to 13 personnel against the Steelers defense. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, in regards to the Steelers game, Mundungus poses this. The question is, can our offense do better against their defense than their offense can against our defense? And I say we can.
I agree. I think that's a good way to put it. And the reason why I say that is because their defense is good, but I think Sean Payton's a better play caller than whoever calls their plays for their offense. And I think our defense, even though it may not be, maybe not have a TJ Watt.
Well, it's Mike Tomlin. That's Mike Tomlin.
And they have Mika Fitzpatrick, and we got rid of Justin Simmons. I think we still have Pat Surtain. We still got some good guys on defense. I think our defensive line is much better.
Yeah.
I think with Sean Payton play calling, yes, he can scheme up some plays. He's done it every year. It's not like this is his first time calling play calls against TJ Watt and Mike Tomlin.
No,
he's played the Steelers
not
before.
even a little.
Yeah, I trust our play callers more.
So,
all right, we're week 3, which I will be.
Both of us agree.
Yep, we're 2-0.
2-0 Broncos.
Also, are we pushing the button after we both go?
I've been doing it for both. Once we come to a consensus, you click. I've been throwing it up when When you make your pick, I've been throwing it up when I make my pick, and then I'm throwing it up once we've reached a consensus. So, okay.
That makes sense. Okay, week 3, which I will be at that game. Week 3, Tampa Bay. That's a win. I think Tampa Bay's lost a lot. They still have Mike Evans. They still have a couple pieces here and there, but they're not the same 2020 Tampa Bay team.
Oh God, no. Dude. Hey, real quick fact. They are the youngest team in the NFL now.
I thought the Packers still.
Nope. Tampa Bay. Mike Evans is the oldest player on that team.
Baker Mayfield's not too far behind either.
Not too far behind, but I'm just saying they are the youngest team in the NFL. Very interesting.
Rich says we beat Tampa Bay. So Johnny, what do you think? Do you think we beat Tampa Bay, or do you think we lose to Tampa Bay?
I say we win. I'm just gonna say it just like that. Bam, we win. I think it's gonna be tough. A lot of people still picking them to go back to the playoffs this year, but like I said, they lost a lot of personnel this offseason. And Baker Mayfield, a lot of respect. I love the guy for his charisma and his personality. But and he's a good quarterback. But I think that we're at a point now with Sean Payton. We have truly had a full year where Sean Payton could build this franchise in his vision. He kind of came in last season and he began the process, but it was, you can't just, change everything overnight. But now he's had a whole year to mold this franchise in his image. And I think that is a really good way. Or I think sorry, that was I started caveating in the wrong direction there. And I think that knowing that and knowing the kind of coach that SP is, I think that we're going to go out there and we're going to surprise a lot of people with some of the wins we pull off this season. So I'm going to say that's a win. Now, do you disagree?
No, I think it's a win too. I think we start off 3-0. I do think we start off 3-0. We get the fast start the first month that Sean Payton wants. But after week 3, I think we go to New York. And
real quick, caveat, side conversation, real quick, on the side. Here we go. We got Rich popping in. He says, "I agree. That's why Simmons is gone. It's Sean Payton's. He got rid of the old guard. The old guard is gone. I hate that. I know you don't, Rich. I know you love that. You loved to hate on Justin Simmons. I hate it. I love the guy individually and as a player. But it is what it is. He's, you know what? He actually has a chance, I think, this year of going to the Super Bowl with the Falcons. So, I really mean that, by the way. I really believe, as far as the NFC goes, the Falcons will be a major contender towards a Super Bowl run.
I agree.
But the last thing, what I wanted to say, because I meant to bring this up earlier in the show before we continue, is you know me, I love Good Morning Football. It's literally how I start my day. I sit down at my desk, I turn on I get my computer out, and I get logged in for the work day, and I start working. I click on my TV, and Good Morning Football is how I start my day with a cup and a cup of coffee. And I would today this week on Good Morning Football, they are doing their prediction week, where they predict, day 1 they predicted NFL MVP, Rookie of the Year, all that stuff. Today, however, they predicted both AFC and NFC. Each one of them gave their picks and made their predictions for which 7 teams from the AFC and which 7 teams from the NFC make the playoffs this year. And naturally, lots of, not a whole lot of love for the Denver Broncos, but our man, our buddy, who, by the way, has agreed to come on this show, still working out a date for it, Mr. Peter Schrager of Good Morning Football, gave the love to the Denver Broncos. And it could just be his Sean Payton love, but he made in his prediction, he made the Broncos the wild card and the 6th seed for the playoffs this year. In fact, he picked 3 AFC West teams to go to the playoffs. The Broncos.
Yeah, and he didn't include Cincinnati, which caught me off guard. He didn't pick Cincinnati.
No. And he wasn't sorry about it either, but he literally said, "In Sean Payton I trust." He's like, and I think that they've got something that's going to be great there. So he predicted,
which is a perfect segment to why, and we're going to show why, because I thought the same thing. I thought we would second in the NFC West, and that goes into the record that we're going to have, which we're going to finish up today. So right now we're 3-0. Jeff,
anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought that was cool.
That was. Always is. I think, I think it was me that tweeted at Peter Schrager, wasn't it?
No, it was me. It was me. I initially reached out to him. Yeah,
I tweeted out Kyle Brandt.
Yeah, you talked to Kyle Brandt. With me, it was Peter Schrager. I had put out a tweet that he liked, and then I was like, okay, this is my in, and I messaged him, and then I didn't message him. I responded to his response, and some douchebag was like, "There's no way Peter Schrager will ever come on your show," and I was like, and Peter Schrager literally responded with, "You want to bet?"
Oh yeah,
and I was like, nice.
And
so,
I think that he's checked in a couple times on Twitter and in the comment section every once in a while.
He has.
He's actually waiting for Peter to come on the show. So he's actually rooting for us. He's like, I'm surprised. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, well, and I've had some discussions in the DMs with Peter about it. He's just so busy that it's hard to find a day to nail down a day that's really good for him. But we'll get it done. It's gonna be great. So, did you mean to throw that up there, Isaiah?
Yep, sure did, guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends and family. We're getting ready to go into Week 4 against the Jets.
Hold on, and don't forget to do it on MHRT Network as well. Orange and Blue Network and MHRT Network, please.
Beautiful. Week 4. I have us losing against the Jets. I think a healthy Jets defense is still one of the best in the league, and I think that that with Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback, I think they can be dangerous both sides. They may not be as elite as everybody thinks, but I think that the Broncos team is still young. I think at this point in time we're 3-0. I think this will be that humble game. I don't think it'll be a big game to lose. I think we're going to compete. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people with how well we compete. But I think we go into Week 5, 3-1. I say we lose 27-24.
Okay, again, you go ahead and do your score predictions. I'm not ready for that shit yet, but we can definitely still give our predictions. Mikey Feets popping in saying, "What's up, fellas?" Mikey, here's to you. Welcome back. It's good to see you now 2 weeks in a row.
Dude.
I love it. All right. I'm with you. And here's the thing: we have 2 members of the Orange and Blue Network that will be in attendance at that game in Jay and Taiwai of this show and Broncos Talk. They will be in attendance together at that game in New York. But unfortunately, I also predict that we will see that those guys are going to have to witness a loss. I hate it. I hate that feeling. I don't ever like predicting a loss for our boys in Orange and Blue, and as much as I dislike him vehemently as a person, Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. And I don't think we can count on him getting hurt in the 34 seconds into the season again.
I agree.
He's old. He is old. The dude's old as fuck. But at this point, as far as quarterbacks are concerned, but I think he's still got some left in the tank. And I mean, him alone, even if the Jets didn't have a great defense, which they do, and even if they didn't have weapons like Garrett Wilson, which they do, Aaron Rodgers is the kind of guy that can make shit happen. And I think, like you said, this is the first game where we get fed where the Broncos, not that I think that they're going to be, overly all up on themselves, but I think this is the first slice of humble pie the Broncos get fed this season.
Just let them know they're not there yet. They're not there yet.
Loss
but yeah, like
New York
I
to the Jets.
I agree with. I think we compete. All right, so moving on. So now we are 3-1.
5. We are in week 5 against the Raiders.
Where we will be at that game.
You and I will be in attendance at that game, as will our MHRT counterparts, Mundungus, Creevy, and Glenn Hauser. So we will be doing a meetup there. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do a live show.
Throwback jersey time.
Yeah, that's right. Throwback jerseys. We are going to be live from the pregame, or from the tailgate pregame. That's going to be it's going to be a time, man. It's going to be great.
Get Buck Game Day show.
Yep. The Get Buck Game Day show will be live. And real quick, just popping back, couple of other predictions here that I didn't see before. Richie Rich says we beat the Jets, as does Shy Vargas. I think we could beat the Jets.
I think we could. I don't think we do. Richie also thinks we go 0-2. He thinks we lose to the Seahawks and the Steelers back to back. Which no.
Okay.
No.
I don't think so. I disagree, but that's okay.
I absolutely despise the Raiders. I cannot stand
any true member of Broncos Country does and should.
We sweep the Raiders this year. We're done with that. There's no way we should have a winless record against the Raiders the same way we had against the Chiefs. See, the thing that makes that suck even more is that we know we're a better team than them, yet we cannot beat them.
Absolutely.
It disgusts me and it pisses me off. So I think with Sean Payton, that's just because we beat the Chiefs last year and ended that record. We're done with these little stupid records in the Sean Payton era. And all that. And I'm honestly done with losing to the Raiders. I actually think we sweep the Raiders this year.
Listen,
that's another reason why we
listen. Who is the Raiders starting quarterback? Gardner friggin' Minshew. Come on, man. If we can't beat Gardner freaking Minshew, we have no business in the NFL. It is that simple. The guy is a journeyman backup, and he has been for nigh on a decade. Okay,
like he agrees with me. He's with me on that boat. Gardner Minshew. He's got Devontae Adams, who's if he can get open, he can get open. But you got PS2, and he's got Rock Bowers, who's a rookie as well.
Yes, but what was the weapon that they had this last season that really helped them against us? Really, the only factor. Josh Jacobs. Where is Josh Jacobs? He's in Green Bay. Okay,
I don't know who the running back is.
I don't know what it is. There are still like people out there. You don't know who what?
I don't know who the running back is.
I don't either. I don't think they do. It's a dumpster fire, dude. But the point is, we do not. I'm with you. I'm gonna throw it up there, Isaiah. I'm gonna do it. Boom. We do not lose to the Raiders for another consecutive time. Not a fucking chance. Sorry, I know. I you know what? We had said that we were okay starting to curse on this show, but I was gonna try to keep it at a minimum. No, not on this episode. I have dropped the F-bomb so many times, and I'm totally okay with it. No, we do not fucking lose to the Raiders again. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I know we have another prediction ahead, and we'll still make it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. We don't fucking lose to the Raiders once this season. No. It's over. It's done. Bam. That's money.
I agree.
Take that to the bank and cash it.
We don't lose to the Raiders at all this year. And at this point in time, going to week 6, did you put the bye in here? No, you didn't put the bye in here.
No, I did not, but we'll still talk about it because we got to figure out who wins the bye.
Now, here's the thing. Now, I think we sweep the Raiders this year in this division, but I think we split with the Chargers. The reason why is I think their defense is going to be much better with Jim Harbaugh, and they're going to have a better run game. Running is going to be more of a focus. which is going to open up play action for Justin Herbert. I think they're going.
Okay. I agree with you on one thing you said, and then I disagree on another. But we can talk about that in a second.
So I'm going to have to say for the first meetup against the Chargers is this one. This one's in Denver.
Okay.
I'm going to say. I say we lose to the Chargers. Ooh. Now, do we win at home and lose in LA?
See, this is where we might differ. This is where we might differ right here.
Because I'm thinking for the end of the season, if we're fighting for a playoff spot, which I think we are, I think we win on the back end. I think we lose early, win on the back end when it matters. Because I still think we're splitting with the Chargers anyway.
It matters the whole fucking season. What's wrong with you?
You said what?
It said it matters no matter what.
It does. But
it's a divisional game.
I'm going to say we lose. Do we? No. Yeah, I think we go 1-1 and we lose.
We lose at home. Hey, for the first time since the logos have been popping up, I can see myself under the Chargers logo.
Hold on. Pretty.
I love it. All right.
I said we.
Holy schnapples. It's my boss popping in the house. Go Jay Baki. I love it. That's my boss at my actual day job.
Hey, boss.
To say what's up. That's my buddy Yaz. I love him to death. Good friend of mine, both, like in real life, Dr. Yasser. That's right. But he's a good friend and he's a great supervisor, a great boss. And I'm not just saying that because I know he's watching this right now. We are truly good friends in real life, and he knows that what I'm saying about him is what I actually think of him. So he says, "You guys keep rocking." Will do, boss. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Well, not physically. I'll be online. I work from.
We beat the Chargers.
I never actually brought this up. The blessing that came into my life a few months ago is that I am now. Not that everybody truly cares, but I'm gonna say it. I love it. I'm a fully remote worker now. I work from home. I don't have to make a 1-hour commute to my office anymore, and it has definitely been a boon to both my psyche and to my family life as well in a big way. You're damn right. All right,
Rich,
so
thinks we sweep the Chargers. See, I think we sweep the Raiders. You think we sweep the Chargers. Now, if we sweep he said earlier we split the division, which I think we split it with the Chiefs. If we sweep the Chargers and split with the Raiders, or we split with the Chargers and sweep the Raiders, I'm fine because I still think we split with the Chiefs anyway. We go 4-2. There's that. D-Rod says certified Raider hater right here.
Yep.
Mikey comes in and says the thing with Chargers is Herbert's foot. Plantar fasciitis sucks. Yep, got it in both of them. It's not something that just goes away easily. It comes and goes. It's painful. We'll see what kind of Herbert we get. That's why I think there's gonna be. That's a focus on the run game with Jim Harbaugh, and you got Joe Alt. So now you could possibly have Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt.
Do remember as you're talking about their run game though that they've lost Austin Eckler.
Who's their current running back?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but it's not Austin Eckler, and he was kind of their bread and butter.
He's with the Washington Commanders.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. They picked up somebody. Decent. Not bad, decent.
But I'm with you. But I'm with you on this one. Okay. Well, no, I'm not with you on this one. I'm sorry. I'm with you on that we split with them. However, I predict a win in Denver against the Chargers.
Thank you, Rich. I think J.K. Dobbins. I knew it was somebody. I knew it wasn't anybody bad. Somebody decent. J.K. Dobbins.
See, Rich would know. For those watching right now who don't know, Rich would know because Rich is the host, or the Broncos host rather, of the Wild Wild West podcast here on MHRT Network. So if you haven't already watched it, jump on over and check that out. 4 hosts, 1 each from the AFC West, who talk weekly about the division, the players, the teams, everything. It's pretty damn cool. So check it out. But I disagree with you.
Win.
I say we win in Denver against the Chargers. I think at this point we've had 1, 2, 3 games at home. We've had 2 games at home. So far, we've predicted wins in both those games. I think we ride that, and the win at home against the Raiders was just the week before. We're riding that momentum, in my opinion. We're riding that momentum into another win at home in front of the home crowd.
So we're going to need to chat to break the tie because I say we lose.
Break the tie, y'all. Break the tie. Broncos win or loss versus the Chargers. Mikey Feet says
so
he
far
thinks we
win. Mike says we win. Let's see.
Rich says it too. He says we sweep the Chargers. So that's a win at home against the Chargers in this game. So now it is now 3-1 as far as we have
Yeah, I'm not saying anybody said we're going to lose, so we're going to have to chalk that up to a win column. So now you guys are saying we're 5-1. You guys are saying we're 5-1.
We're 5-1 right now, based on our prediction.
So now we go into New Orleans, which Lord willing will be
New Orleans.
That's in the Superdome. Sean Payton's first game.
Did you just say we're going to be at that game?
I said, Lord willing, I'm going to be at that game.
Well, Lord willing, we'll both be at that game. I don't know why.
Since when are you going to be at that game? Why am I just not hearing about you might possibly be at that game? Anyway,
I'm going to try. Well, it's the only reason I might not be able to make that happen is because it's in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the only reason.
So
eat a dick.
Here we had a Thursday night game. Sean Payton's return to New Orleans. One of those reunion games, just like the Pittsburgh game. See, I have us winning. The Saints are not a good team. The Saints are not a good team.
They're not.
The Saints haven't. Offensive line is shaky. They have a good receiving core. They do not have a good defense.
No, they don't.
So I am going to say Sean Payton goes in there against Dennis Allen, his former team, and we go in there and we get the win.
Okay, I like that. I'm on the same level with you. And here's the thing: this schedule is easy on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough down the home stretch.
That's why Payton says you want to start fast. I get it now. Because if you start off fast, you might have some grace later on, which is why.
Not even just grace, but momentum as well.
Yeah, well, you can steal a couple games. You can steal a couple games.
You can build that confidence. If you can build confidence early and then roll with that confidence, it can carry you. It's tough to start out shitty and then roll it into wins later. It is very tough to come back from sucking.
Especially
it's a lot easier
with the way our schedule is built.
Absolutely. So I'm with you on this.
Mikey comes in that's a win. I'm curious, Johnny, you agree with Mikey. He says that's the one I'm curious.
Yeah, I agree. It's a win, dude. Listen, the Saints have been shit since Peyton left.
I don't think they bench Carr. I don't think Derek Carr is as bad as people are saying he is, or maybe he's worse than I think he is. But I don't think they go over Spencer Rattler. Vance Joseph loves taking off on new quarterbacks. He loves sending quarterback blitzes at quarterbacks like Spencer Rattler. So if Spencer Rattler's a quarterback, I can only imagine 2-3 strip sacks. We recover 2 of them, they get back 1. I can only imagine that. I don't think so. I think we're a little bit too out on Derek Carr. Remember, the NFC South is not good. Besides Atlanta,
the NFC South sucks.
Bryce Young, and then you have Baker Mayfield. Derek Carr he's the second best quarterback down in there. If you think Baker Mayfield's better than him, I don't think Baker Mayfield's better than him. I think Kirk Cousins. So I think they stick with him.
Kirk Cousins is obviously the best in the AFC South.
So you said we get the win as well, huh?
Or NFC South. I'm sorry, NFC South. I said AFC. I said we get the win. So we all agree it's a win over the Saints. But damn.
Okay, so now we are.
That beer came back. That beer just came back to say hello.
So now we say the Broncos are 6-1, which is crazy. 6-1. All right. So then we go to Carolina.
So hey, by the way, at this point, based on our prediction, at this point, if you bet the over under, you bet over on the 5.5 wins for the season, you just won your money.
Yeah.
So there's that.
You won a couple weeks ago. Carolina
in
Everell.
That's at home.
We go back to face Everell. I think too high safety. I think Sean Payton's good at that. Bo Nix is good at defeating that. Their offense is I think they will be better this year than people give them credit for, but I think they're definitely very beatable.
You gave him the dub? You gave him the dub. Did you see my face?
No.
Did you see my face?
We lose that one?
Okay.
Trap game?
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. No. I don't like that I'm predicting this L. But this is good. This is gonna sound funny. Are you ready for why? Are you ready for why I predict a big ol' L on this one?
It's the humble pie game.
Yes, it is. See, here's the point. Here's the point. It's the trap game. Here's the point that I'm at. The Broncos, based on our prediction, are now 6-1. Okay.
Which is
at this point, no matter what anybody says, they're feeling high on themselves. But they are a young team. There are not that many real veterans.
I think the bye week comes in somewhere around here. It'd be perfect if it did because that's when the meat comes. And I can see, you know what? I would hope, if I'm being honest, the best time to lose. Well, you don't want that loss going into the bye week.
Real quick, help us out in the chat, everybody. We are now tied. Do we win against Carolina at home? Or do we lose against Carolina at home in Week 8?
Mikey's already broken the tie.
No. We're going to give everybody else a chance. We've got 32. I'm just on YouTube right now. 32 live viewers. We've got more live viewers than that elsewhere. So I promise you, more can drop.
What the saying so far.
Anyway,
the Broncos the week.
So, like I said, what it really comes down to for this one for me is that at this point, the Broncos are 6-1. Based on our prediction, based on our model, and they are feeling very high on themselves. They're ready to go into it, or they go into it a little bit too excited, or a little bit too optimistic, overly optimistic, I guess I would say. And unfortunately, they lay an egg on this one. It sucks. It's not what I want to predict. And the Panthers are another one of those teams. We've played them in the Super Bowl. Besides that, we don't have a whole lot of history with them, but that history alone is enough to make me be like, to not like them that much. Is that granted we beat them, but still.
And we have a late bye this year. My goodness.
We have what?
A late
bye. Oh yeah. We don't have a bye week till week 14.
My goodness.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Okay, you know what? I lose. We're gonna keep moving, but the chat's agreeing. Mikey Feet says a win. Shai Vargas says a win. Sports Chatter Unleashed. Here's to you. New name, I think. I feel like that's a new name to us. Says that is a win.
So now we're 7-1. We're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Ultimately, we are. We're surprised. So ultimately, based on everybody's prediction and we say for this show, a win against Carolina in Denver in Week 8, we are now 7-1.
All right, now here comes the meat. All right, Baltimore.
This is where it gets really friggin' difficult.
Mm-hmm. So this is where if we start off fast and we're 7-1, we got some grace. All right. We got some confidence, and then going to Baltimore. I'm going to go with a loss. I think with Derrick Henry, I think our run game is much better. I think with Lamar Jackson being able to run, Mark Andrews, I think that's going to be a tough stop. Their defense, they still have Kyle Hamilton. They got Nate Wiggins, their rookie, who's doing pretty well. They lost a defensive coordinator to Seattle. I think it's going to be closer than people think, but I'm going to say we lose. But that's going to make us hungry for the next week. Johnny, what say you?
Dude, I'm right with you. This is a loss. Baltimore is a insanely tough team to beat on their worst day. Lamar Jackson.
It's Costco.
It's Ron. Okay, I'm sorry. I've never seen it put as Sports Chatter Unleashed. I'm sorry, Ron. Now I know. Now I know.
He says he thinks it's a loss as well.
Look, it sucks. I hate this feeling, but the truth is, Baltimore, like I said, is a tough team to beat even on their worst day.
Now, here's the thing. Now, pay attention to this, Johnny. As we say this, right now we're 7-2, which is a good record. But so far, the playoff contending, Super Bowl contending teams we're 0-2 against. Because now we've all agreed we've lost against the Jets and the Ravens.
Yep.
So now we've lost. So now what people are going to say their schedule was easy. Now when it comes to play these playoff teams, now remember that's going to be said going into next week. But finish what you're saying, Johnny.
I mean, it just what it comes down to. One, just like I hate the thought. Often, I hate the thought that a single player can chew apart a team, the way that that way. But I mean, quarterback is the most important position in all of professional sports, and Lamar Jackson, love him or hate him, just like Patrick Mahomes, the two of them are generational talents, and they're unfortunately both in the AFC. So Lamar Jackson is an animal. The dude's gonna eat. He always, I think the Ravens might actually make the Super Bowl this year. I think they might. They came very close last year. So it's possible, but I think that now here's my one caveat. You said it. I don't remember in which week. The Jets. You said it for week 4 against the Jets. I don't think it's going to be an easy win for the Ravens. And I don't think 427 Holden. Hello from Australia. And no, I'm not going to be cliche and throw out a bunch of cliche Australian greetings. I'm just going to say, welcome to the Orange and Blue crew. Thank you for joining us from Australia. In the land down under, we thank you.
I think.
But here's what I just finished my thought. Week 4, it's the Jets. You said the Broncos are not going to lose by a lot. It's going to be close, and they're going to surprise a lot of people with that. They're going to get the NFL, the national media, whoever is going to take notice of how close it is. Same situation, I say, for the Baltimore game. We lose, in my opinion. I think I predict the loss. But when Good Morning Football or when Sports Center goes on the next day, they're going to be like, but the Broncos, respect, because they really held on. They held on hard, and it was a hard-fought game. That's what I think.
All right, so we are 7-2 going into week 10.
7-2.
Kansas City at home. No, this is in Kansas City. I might be at this game as well.
This is in Kansas City. I might try to make this one with you as well. It's a close enough drive, and it's I have family in the area, so I might, we might try to make this one together.
I think this is a loss in Kansas City. I think we go 0-2 in this stretch. Give us a little humble pie. I think right now this will put us, so far what we have is we are 2-1 in the division. No, we would be 2-1 in the division. We beat the Chargers, we beat the Raiders, and then we lost to the Chiefs. We're 2-1 in the division, and I think we'll be a total of 7-3 at this point in time. What say you, Johnny?
Whew. This is a tough one. Hey, real quick, because I'm having a massive brain fart and I don't feel like typing to find out. Do you remember our win against the Chiefs that broke the streak? Was that at home or was it in Kansas City?
Help
me out in the chat, everybody.
That was the last game of the season, wasn't it? The last time we played the Chiefs?
I don't think so. Maybe. It was at home. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you. I can't believe I'm brain farting on this. But yeah, okay, so it was a home win against the Chiefs. So I think it's going to be much the same this season. I said we sweep the Raiders. I said we sweep the Raiders. I don't think we sweep the Chargers, but I think we split with the Chiefs as well. So, but I'm going to lose this one. At Arrowhead, dude. Yeah, that's a loss. I mean, that in that place, those dudes are gods.
I think this is good. I think this is good for the team. We went on a 3-game losing streak. Now we're still winning. Now at this point in time, we're 7-3.
Well, no, it's not a losing streak. It's not a 3-game losing streak yet because you guys I predicted the loss in Carolina, but you all predicted a win.
According to you, we're on a 4-game losing streak, but according to us, we're on a 3-game losing streak. We're still 7-3, still winning position, and then we go see Justin Simmons at home in Denver.
Okay.
I think we win. I'm gonna go with I think we're tired of the 3-game losing streak. Click it, Johnny. You click the same time.
It's 2 games. It's based on our prediction model. It's 2 games. We lost against Baltimore. No, it's not.
Oh yeah, we lost against Baltimore.
It's not. We lost against Baltimore. We lost against Kansas City. We won against Carolina. It's a 2-game losing streak.
Okay, so
which is technically a streak.
We lost 2 games. Then we go back home against Atlanta.
Now this is a tough one. Atlanta is Atlanta's going to be scary as fuck this season. I don't care what anybody says.
But you know what?
Dude,
I think we're
listen, I predict this. I predict Atlanta is going to have one of the hottest, if not the hottest defense in the NFL.
I can see that.
They are going to be scary.
But I think they come to Denver and we win. I think they come to Denver.
I do too.
And we win. And the reason why is because we lost 2 games. The narrative will be Denver can't beat a playoff team. And we're tired of hearing that. So we've won it. We've played them. We played the Ravens. We played the Jets, the Ravens, and the Chiefs close. But we haven't, but no cigar. And I think Justin Simmons is coming back. It's emotional. But we're tired of losing. So I think we win. Yep. I think we beat Atlanta.
All right.
What do you think, Johnny?
I'm with you. It's a win. But this again, and this is how almost every game this season, every difficult game will be for the Broncos. We said it at the Jets. We said it at Baltimore. Now we're saying it at home against the Falcons. Every good team we go against, it's going to be close. Close. We're not going to see a Miami game this year, guys. That's never happening again. Not I predict that being a fluke of, that's not a thing again. So Mikey agrees with us. We win, but it's close, and the Falcons put up a good fight. And I think it will literally come down to 2-minute drill at the end.
So, and I agree. So now we're going to Cleveland. Either Cleveland comes to Denver, or I think Cleveland's coming to Denver. Cleveland went to Cleveland last year. Let's see. It just depends on where Cleveland is. Cleveland can be on fire, or Cleveland can be struggling because they got Myles Garrett. The defense won't be as good this year as it was last.
Hey, Deshaun Watson's fully healthy as well. Don't forget that.
And they have their receivers back. They got Jerry Jeudy. I could see this going either way. I truly can see us either beating. And honestly, I think this game will depend on how we start. That Cleveland game, if we start hot, we can beat Cleveland. But if we come out cold, it's going to be hard to come back. So I don't know, John.
No, wait. Why'd you jump straight to Cleveland? We should be back at week 12 against the Raiders.
Well, because you didn't put it up here.
Well, I couldn't. I uploaded the Raiders once. So let's talk Raiders real quick.
I'm assuming.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're right. Week 12 is at Las Vegas. It's against the Raiders at Las Vegas. Let's talk there.
Okay. So back to week 12 of the Raiders.
Boom! I already called it. There it is.
Yep. Done. All right.
Raiders win.
Raiders. Right, so we are 9.
We win against the Raiders. Sorry, not a Raiders win. We win against the Raiders.
So is the Cleveland week 13?
Week 13 is against Cleveland at home.
Okay, I think we lose to Cleveland. I'm gonna say we lose.
No, I'm with you.
Because with the Raiders in between, I think that's another division game. We come off beating Atlanta at home, then we hate the Raiders, and I think then we come in and play Cleveland. I think Cleveland's gonna be a good team this year. I think we lose to Cleveland. Close again, but I think we lose to Cleveland. What do you think, Johnny?
Yep. This is a rough one for me. This is a rough one. What's our actual record right now based on our prediction?
9-3.
9-3. Okay. Yeah. I hate this, Isaiah. We lose. on Monday Night Football. We lose on Monday Night Football to Cleveland. God dang it.
Yeah.
But listen, Deshaun Watson is back to form. He is healthy. Even though whether or not the dude is guilty or not at this point is irrelevant, because he's not been, it's been dismissed. So the dude, there's not a whole lot hanging over the dude's head to distract him right now. He's got some good offensive weapons. Their defense is but offensively they are going to be I think they're going to be a playoff contender for sure.
They can if their defense can make a couple stops and they can get the score up, and they can definitely have a good record. But I agree that we lose. Sure. So now we're 9-4. That's what week is that? That's week 12. So now going into week 13.
No, week 13. No. Timeout. We're in week 13 against the Browns. We now go into week 14, the bye week. Late bye.
Yep.
So bye week, Broncos win the bye week.
Yeah, we win the bye week. Okay. And then coming out of the bye week, who do you have? Indianapolis?
Yep, we have Indianapolis week 15 at home.
I think that's a win. That's a win coming out of home. We're at home for 2 weeks. That's definitely a win. Johnny, you agree? So now we are 10-4.
Listen,
so we have Cincinnati.
Okay, here's the thing about the Colts. We've kind of discussed teams. We need to discuss the Colts a little bit. Anthony Richardson is young, still unproven. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's touting the guy like he's this savior, but he's played in like 6 games. Like, the dude has not been.
I think they finished 4th in their division. I think the Texans go first. I think it's going to be a battle between the Texans and the Jaguars for first of the AFC South. And then I think the Titans have a good defense and a good receiving core.
They still have Jonathan Taylor. That dude's an animal. But I mean, come on, Anthony Richardson to me is still unproven.
But so I think they're going to be 4th, and at that point in time, I think we're coming.
And we've already, and this sounds ridiculous because it was just the preseason. I know. I'm probably going to get crucified for saying this. Up on a cross. But we've already beat them, and I think a young team like this looks, just like idiot fans like us look at a win in the preseason and go, "Oh, I've already beat them." And once again, we already know, we've already established, we've already said it. This is a young team that doesn't know that they're not supposed to be good.
And we know Sean Payton likes winning coming off of a bye week.
Yes.
Now, these next 3 weeks, according to my personal schedule, personal record, I feel we finished 10-7. So, according to where we're at, we dropped the next 3, according to my personal schedule. But my personal record is not what's up here. We're talking about hours. So, after Indianapolis, who do we play? Cincinnati?
After Indianapolis is our second game at Los Angeles against the Chargers. So, this is a loss.
This is a loss. Now, earlier, the chat said we won the first game, right?
Well, we agree we won week 6 against the Chargers. We also mostly agreed that we split with them. So I'm with you. This is a loss. As I've said, I hate the feeling, but we lose to the Chargers in LA. Whoop-de-doo, they don't have a fan base that gives a shit. Let's be honest.
So now we're 10-5. We're 10-5. Chargers are fighting for
next
that last
game.
spot.
And we're 10-5, and we are now going into week 17, and it's to be determined whether this will be a primetime game or whether this will be just a normal, run-of-the-mill game of the week, game during the week.
Who are we playing?
Cincinnati. At Cincinnati.
That's a loss.
Okay.
Now, for some reason, Peter Schrager didn't predict the Bengals going into the playoffs. I think we lose to Cincinnati.
Okay. Mikey. Battle of Oregon QBs. Love it, dude. But I'm with you. I predict this one as a loss as well. I believe that our I believe that getting that late bye killed us in a lot of ways. Guys are just not going to be recovered the way you want them to be. Like, obviously bye week ideally is mid-season. I think we're going to be, we might be nursing some, not necessarily injuries, but dudes are going to be tired. Things are going to be running a little slower. Joe Burrow has had a lot of injury issues the last couple of years, and that's why I believe Peter Schrager kept them out of the playoff picture in his prediction model. But I think going up against them at home, the lesser of the orange teams takes this win. I hate that feeling. I don't like predicting that, but I think, and I also don't know if the Bengals will be a playoff team this year, but I believe they get this win.
So we got 2 more games. Chiefs.
I mean, they got Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon still. A healthy, assuming he's healthy at that point, a healthy Joe Burrow, who is not to be trifled with.
Their defense is mediocre, so we'll have to see. 2 more games. We're 10-5. Chiefs, Raiders. We said we lost to the Chiefs.
This is our last game. It's against the Chiefs. Last game. It's against the Chiefs. Season finale.
We already played the Raiders twice?
Yeah. We beat them both.
Joe Mixon is in Houston, not in
Oh, that's right. I forgot that. I'm sorry. But they do still have Jamar Chase. That dude's a pretty beastly guy.
So we beat the Chiefs the last game of the season.
Yes. I believe we close our season on a high note.
No, I do. Not right.
I do. Well, it is what we've predicted. I'm going to go ahead and say it. We lost to the Chiefs at Arrowhead, but Sean Payton has already beaten them once at home, and he did it with what I believe to be a lesser roster. He did it with a quarterback who couldn't see over his offensive line and who couldn't make quick decisions. We have that quarterback in our room now. He exists. He belongs to us. His name is Bo Nix. It'll be the second showdown between Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes. It will be at home in Denver. Broncos win at home against the Chiefs, securing our second, win in 2 years against the Chiefs.
So that's kind of like 11-6 is the record.
Okay.
I predicted 10-7. 10-7, anywhere between 9-8 and 11-6.
Yep.
4-2 in the division. I think the only loss the Chiefs incur is to us, and that's the last game.
So they obviously win the division, and we get wild card
at 11-6, and that's what I predicted. That's what I think, Johnny. We went an hour and 40 minutes tonight.
We did, and it's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast doing it. We don't get to do this that often. So
no processing issues.
Yes, your computer looks great
all the way through. Wonderful.
Now if only the guy in front of the computer could look just as good. Oh, just kidding. I love you. Anyway, but yeah, Mikey again agrees with us. I feel like Mikey's kind of the only guy in the comment stream who's kind of been hanging on with us the whole time, and that's fine. We did go late. He says not at Arrowhead, but at home, yes, this game will be fire. So, look, dude, I believe we're there. I believe 11-6. We predicted it, and I predicted like you said between 9 and what did we say?
9-8 and
9-8 and 11-7. So, 11-6. Sorry. So I mean, we're right there in that sweet spot. Some of the games that we lost were painful, but I believe one that we already said. This is my final thought. I'm gonna ask for yours in a minute. My final thought. Again, I've said it before, over and over. A young team that doesn't know they're not supposed to be good at this, going up with a pretty, not easy, but a pretty winnable schedule at the first half of the season, allows them to build confidence and then ride that momentum through the end to a winning record at the very least. But in this prediction and my prediction, because I'm right there with our boy Peter Schrager, a Broncos wild card spot in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
What are your final thoughts, Isaiah?
No, everything you said, I 100% agree with. Mikey says I bet for them to win 8+ games. I've been trying to find where I can bet for them to have more than, because a 5-5 has no return. I want to take the 9+.
Not anymore. If you'd made that bet before the preseason, dude, you'd have been swimming in the dough.
Now you're not. But that's my final thoughts are the same with you. Let's establish this run game. Let's get Bo comfortable. Let's go out there and let's smack people in the mouth. And that's what Jonathan Franklin Myers said about these young guys on defense. He said they love to hit. They're looking for something to hit, and I fit in right with them. So I'm excited for the defense to come out and have a fast start in the offense, and I'm ready for some complimentary football. That's what I'm ready for. For some real complimentary football, and I think that's one of the reasons why Bo Nix won the locker room over first and foremost, was because when he was on the field, they were playing complimentary football. The defense was having fun on the sideline, rooting for the offense, and the offense was having fun on the sideline, rooting for the defense. Complimentary. The defense stopped or got a takeaway. Offense went down there and scored. Let's just do that again, and you'll look up and there'll be numbers put up. You'll put up 25, 30 points. All of a sudden, now you're 11-6 going to the wild card. So those are my final thoughts.
I love it. Thank you, Orange and Blue crew. Thank you, Broncos Country, for joining us tonight on this edition, the 2024 season opening week prediction episode of the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network and on the MHRT Network. Please, if you have not already, like, subscribe, share, and comment on YouTube, X, Facebook. Find us wherever you listen, whatever platform you listen to your favorite podcasts on, and then also jump on over to MHRT Network. Check us out there on YouTube, X, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram. We're on all of them. Come check it all out, guys. We love you, and we thank you for being here with us tonight. And I can't wait for Sunday, Isaiah. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Broncos Talk will go live as well with Adon Diaz, a 6'10" Mexican, and Ty Wachunas, Ty Y, the fantasy guy. Then, of course, you've got several episodes Isaiah says he's going to drop this week of Orange and Blue Blitz. If we get any breaking news, we'll have the fresh squeeze popping out at any given time. And then on game day, this Sunday, 1 hour before game time, which is 2:05 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay? 1 hour before game time, we will go live on the Get Fucked Game Day show. Don't forget to also catch, right after the game, the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. We have a blast. It's a lot of fun. I promise you will enjoy it. We thank you guys. Mikey says one final farewell. Cheers, gents, and cheers to you, Mikey. I'm out of beer, but I'll hold up my bottle. We will see you. Me and Isaiah will see you this Sunday for the Buck Your Feelings Game Day show. And with that, that's right. I just said that. The Get Buck Game Day show. With that, guys, we are out of here, and go Broncos!
Orange and Blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue. Catching up on all that we knew.